I've got the compost tumbler, and I've got this big messy pile where I dump all my other compost here, and the tumbler hasn't been working out great for our kitchen scraps, so that's been added here too. Today I'm building a 3-bin compost system, which is the ideal system, and I don't have any materials and my space is limited. So I've got this little area here, and I'm going over here as well. I'm going to build my compost bins out of the logs that I just got from cutting some trees down. So, free compost bins.
You can see a difference in the clearing where we've already cleared, where the sunshine is just peering in, which is beautiful. And we get enough shade in different spots to have a little bit of respite from the heat. It's very important, even in the cold weather, to have that sun seeping through. And one of the reasons, a lot of the reasons, is it's very good for the forest to kind of thin out sometimes, but also you get weak and diseased trees. You get trees crossing over into the other, like branches from one tree so much crossing over into the other that it can cause disease. Also, I am a lover of owls, and we really need some wide open spaces. I would have thought they needed some privacy and some dense forest, but apparently they can't fly down and get their prey, and I would love to see some owls in our woods here. So a lot of that clearing is a little hoping I'll find some owls. But it needs to breathe. If you can hear me over the chainsaw, the trees need some air to breathe. We do need to do this. But not by any means are we trying to take down trees senselessly. We're actually doing what's right for the forest. And it needs to be done every so often. There will come a time where we won't be able to. We're already in our 50s. I don't know if we'll be able to do this always, but as of now, we would like to do this for the betterment of the forest, and also we get beautiful views. Our favorite trees on the property are these two beautiful matured trees, and I will never, ever let these go. And I'm really hoping they'll always be here. It's way up there. I don't know if we can get all the way up there, but I mean, they're very tall and absolutely stunning. I'm not going to be able to show the whole tree, but wow, is it stunning. Also, it would be very dangerous for us to attempt this. We're not by any means professional enough to take these big trees down. A lot of this area has been neglected, so we just need to spruce it up and bring some life back to it. And again, we like having those walking trails, which is great for trails, not just for us. One reason is we get a lot of deer and foxes and all kinds of wonderful wildlife. It gives them space to roam, and it's really lovely to look at the breakfast table or be outside and suddenly see a deer or a fox or what other kind of animal we could find. Look at that beautiful tree. Hello, beauty. We do love the forest. Forest bathing is such a beautiful thing to do, like every day, if you can get out here, and it's been a while. We've just neglected it. We've been so focused on other projects, but it's so important to have forest bathing every day. It's so good for you, for you mentally, but also physically, to get that in there and get some of the good bacteria in the earth. It's very important. So we're going to try to get back on track with that. I've been missing this whole part of our property. It's just so pretty. We're going to make it a little bit more accessible. So, I haven't been on this video much because it's been really intense labor, and I did something to my back weeks ago. I have back issues every now and then, but I did something to my back, and also I think I pulled an ab muscle is the conclusion. So I'm going to plant around here, but I'm going to do it very carefully. Paul has been doing a lot of the hard work, the poor guy, by himself. So I'm going to attempt to do this. If you don't see me on here very long, it's because Paul had to maybe take over. I hope not, because he's been working really hard. I know from last week when I was doing it, I can understand. It is very exhausting work. But this week has been mostly on him. We've been doing this for a couple days so far, and we may need a third day, but we're going to try to do what we can to clean up. So what I'm going to do is we're transplanting. At this time of year, I was really hoping to find some clearance sales on if you can hear me over the traffic, I was hoping to find some clearance sales on some plants and flowers, but we wanted perennial. We did not want to bother, especially at this time of year, annuals. And honestly, for a spot like this, you want perennials. So the best option for us at this time of year especially, and for budget-wise, if there had been a clearance sale, I probably would have done it, but there wasn't. So because of that, we're going to use what we have on the property. We're going to be interchanging on the sides and in the back some periwinkle and the oregano that we have growing. It'll look really nice. Right now it's going to maybe look a little shoddy just because we're transplanting. It always does that, especially even though the weather's been really nice. It's actually been barely 70 degrees. For August, that's really something. So it's great to work in, and it's great for transplanting. If this was a regular normal August, as we've had in the past, it would have been a little too intense, and it wouldn't have been good for the plants. So we're going to plant them, and we're going to water them in as best we can the next couple of days, and we're getting a lot of rain, so that helps. But I think next year I am going to look into maybe some flowers around, but we're going to get a nice plant life going on here. It'll help with the erosion. It'll help soften up the space a bit so it's not such a hard scape. I hope you can hear me. And I'm noticing some drops, so let's hope we can get some stuff in. We're going to also do like an arc behind here of Rosa Sharon trees, the little babies that are being planted. That came from our other Rosa Sharons. We're going to try to transplant that as well. So here we go. Wish me luck, folks. Oregano there. The next thing in the line would be periwinkle, but we're running really low on periwinkle.
We got 3 more. Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
Hi.
Hey there.
So here we are talking. It's been a while since we've sat down to talk with you. We'll keep it brief because we're running out of battery. But it's pouring rain outside now. We were just trying to wrap it up and we couldn't finish it because the rain started. And boy, did it start. This whole week has been kind of crazy weather-wise. I pulled a couple muscles, an ab muscle, go figure that, and even my back a little bit.
You were moving trees, so.
We were moving trees, and I got to work on my core, people. You know, got to work on that core. So, wasn't used to that heavy lifting, at least since I was in my 30s. So, I'm 51 now, so it's a little different. What we're going to do is we're going to give you this outro and we're going to give you some scenes at the end. After this, there will be some pictures. Hopefully we get to go out there either this evening or early in the morning and wrap it up. But from what we have right now, I like it.
I like it too, very much.
It needs a little bit more cleanup, but I think we're going to clean it up a little bit and then kind of leave it until maybe fall, because we have a lot of projects pending and we have to get to them. So
I'm really happy with your bench idea up there and your idea to plant plants around it. I never would have considered that, and I think it just makes it look beautiful.
Thank you.
So, and it did start raining as soon as we finished transplanting, so it was perfect. We were going to water them in, and we started to water them in, and then the rain came. So
yes, I sneaked in a little more water just because there are a lot of trees there, and I don't know how much water gets to it. So what we're doing right now is we transplanted because we couldn't find anything on clearance, and it had to be clearance because this is the end of the year. I didn't want to do annuals because it's only going to be for a short time, so it's kind of a waste of money. So, and also I prefer things that are going to grow with us and keep up.
Right.
We had planted plants that we have on the property. I explained that earlier, what we put up there. We're going to try to finish cleaning up the here and there through the, I don't want to say beds, through the hill, but also on the trail itself. We just want to rake that out. So hopefully the rain will give us a little break and we can get to that. But also you did
the compost bins. Very happy about that with how they came out. That whole area was just...
We've tried so many times.
Yeah, and we have the big pile back there. We just kept dumping stuff on it, and we couldn't turn it. It was too overwhelming. Now we've got the 3-bin system set up for free, so can't beat the price.
So the one good thing about down trees, it's always sad. You don't want to lose trees, but we had to. There would have been a lot of disease. There was some disease already. There were trees from storms that were starting to lean over, and they were a little bit of a hazard, a little dangerous.
Yeah.
But also, it was a little bit like stuffed in there, and we needed to air it out a little bit.
Get some airflow. And
what a difference. It doesn't seem like it maybe on camera, but when you're in person, oh boy, did it clear up that space.
It did, yeah. And
so
brought the sun in there. It's a beautiful place to sit and look at the view.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So with those down trees, we had lined the trails. You had used that for the compost.
Yeah.
So really, and that's what he's saying by free materials, we used that, so it worked out great.
Worked out great. Now I know those compost bins made of logs won't last 20 years.
Right.
They won't last 10 years.
We're testing this out because we keep trying different methods.
Well, yeah, and we don't really have much space to work with.
No.
So I made some, they're short beds, but they're a little bit wide. They're about 4 by 3 each bin. When I say bed, the compost bins are 4 by 3. Because that's really the space we had to work with. And with those logs, if they last 5 years for free, great. Then I can build something more permanent down the line. But it worked out well for us now.
So for now, it worked out. So we got those two things. We were hoping to do yet another small project. We were going to make a little crafty thing, but we just didn't get to it. It was a lot going on this week between injuries and rain and just time, folks. A lot of time everything takes. It takes, you think, okay, in an hour I'm gonna clean up that brush. Oh my God, and then 6 hours later you're like, I'm still cleaning up brush. Good constant breaks because we're on a hill, so it's really exhausting. And remember, again, we're in our 50s. We're exhausted, so we get exhausted easier. So we're still a lot of fun and lots of energy, waka waka, but just not for the hill so much.
Yeah, and going up and down the hill, dragging the brush and logs and trees and everything, it's wears you down quick, but
it does. So
we have fun anyway.
we do, and it was great. Despite the injuries and all, it was fun, and I can usually laugh things off, and it was okay. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for this week. We've got a really great project next week, so I hope you come over to our channel for next week.
Absolutely. Please join us.
Yeah.
So if you like this kind of content, give us a thumbs up, press the like button, and we'd love for you to subscribe.
Thanks so much for joining us, folks. We'll see you next week.